Hello and welcome to Spoiler Alert. My name is Katrina and I am your host today. Today we will be discussing With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. And this book is a 2020 Teens Top 10 nominee. So if you'd like to check out that book or other book talks on the Teens Top 10 list, I have some in the Spoiler Alert playlist. I hope you enjoy this book talk and review. If you have already read the book and are just here for the discussion and review, then you can click the timestamp in description and go there. If you have not read the book yet and are more interested to hear what's it about or what it contains inside it, then you can stick around and I'll see you there. So when we start out this book, we learn about Amani, the high school senior, has a 2-year-old daughter, Emma, and Emma is her world. So oftentimes, Amani has to sacrifice things so she can be a mother to Emma. Things like, instead of going out and hanging out with her friends, she has to go grocery shopping or take care of her child. And the one place where she can forget all of her responsibilities is in the kitchen. And when she's in the kitchen, some magical food comes out of it. Amani is very good at cooking. So when the opportunity arises to take a cooking class that she doesn't have the time for, and she most certainly does not have the money for the trip to Spain, will she take the class and follow her dreams? Or will she not take the class and sacrifice her dreams in doing the things she loves for her responsibilities and for her family? So our first question is, what other books have you read by this author and how did they compare to this book? So the only other book I have read by this author was The Poet X, and I think they were vastly different because The Poet X is written in lines, and while they have similarities in topics, they just are two very different books, and I can definitely tell that they're the same, written by the same author, but I don't think they're very similar at all. So our second question is, if you could hear this story from another character's perspectives, who would you choose and why? I 100% would choose Amani's grandmother, Abuela, who she lives with, because I think Abuela just will have a really great perspective because she is Amani's parental figure. So I'm interested to hear what Abuela thinks of how Amani's parenting, or what she thinks of the decisions she's making, or how she interacts with Emma. I just really would love to hear that perspective. So our third question is, what else have you read on this topic and would you recommend this book to other people? So I would definitely recommend it to other people, just as fiction, not necessarily as a factual book, because obviously everyone's experiences are going to be different, and this wasn't really a book meant for success. I think that definitely did a good job on this topic. I haven't read very many books on this topic, and I don't think it's super common to find a book, especially I haven't found any, but I don't think it's super common to find a book where the main protagonist is a teen mom. I've read books where maybe the third cousin or the best friend is a teen mom, but I've never had the protagonist be the teen mom character. What place in this book would you most like to visit? So for me, the place in this book that I'd most like to visit was when Amani went on her Spain trip, because the way it was described just made it so beautiful, and it really painted a picture in my head of what Spain might be like, and it just did a really great job of describing it, so I would love to visit there someday. Last question is, what feelings did this book evoke for you? So for me, it kind of made me feel sympathy for the teen moms out there, and also made me feel understanding for them, because even though everyone's struggles aren't exactly the same, it definitely made me feel like I understood people a little bit better just in general, because everyone has their own struggles. You know, sometimes you don't know about it, sometimes you do. And I think that's something really good to remember. So I gave this book 3.5 out of 4 stars. I think it could have been higher, but it felt like it didn't go too in-depth into a lot of things that I really would have liked to know more about. It was a very interesting book, and it was definitely a good read, so I definitely recommend it to you. I think it was really nice to see the character arc of Amani, because we went from this girl who doesn't really know her way around the world and is very unsure of herself and others, to this girl who can trust herself and others and know what she wants and know where she wants to go.